How are you surviving in your jacket, by the way?
I got wet. I'm a bit cold.
Thank you very much for joining us on an episode of Film Club. I'm one, your host, Andy Harrison. To my right, as always, it's a slightly damp Andy Donaldson.
State of fact.
Every single week in Film Club, we invite you along to watch a film with us. We dive into some of cinema's best by coming back here to talk it out. Andy, how are you feeling in your wet jacket?
No, it's dry. It's because I was wet.
Oh, okay. You're not using your jacket like a towel to try and dry yourself off.
Both.
Okay. What have we been watching this week?
Days of Heaven. Nice sticker. What's the sticker say?
So, would you like to know why?
Direct approved Blu-ray special edition. Do you want to take it off?
Do you want to know why that's still in the cellophane?
You don't fucking watch it.
No, clearly I did. I had to watch it for this week. But I bought that. And then it's a Criterion Collection one being like, oh yeah, great film, gonna support this. It's only bloody Region A. I don't have a Region A Blu-ray player.
So it's like a USA sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I have one here. So I might leave it here if I can find a Region A Blu-ray player. So Andy.
How do you tell?
It says in the back.
All right.
A is normally the first letter of the alphabet. Tell the audience what Days of Heaven is all about.
Days of Heaven is about a family, a guy's lass and the lass's younger sister, who've got like a little thing going on. He decides he's a bit sick of work. He's like, oh, fuck you, boss. I'll go and whack you. Accidentally kills him. So then he's escaping the train to the West Country. In the West Country, they get jobs shuffling about corn. In amongst that, the guy who owns the plantation and the house and shit, he sees a girl. They pretend to be brother and sister for some strange reason. He sees a girl and goes, oh, I like you. And he keeps going and he goes, I like you more. I love you. And then the boyfriend is like, you should try and con him out a bit of cash. And she's like, yeah, I will do. So con him out of cash. They get married, the girlfriend and the plantation owner. And then he's a bit iffy. He's like, why are those brothers and sisters? Why are they like really intimate and close and sometimes kissing? And then he gets a bit angry and locusts come and there's fire and then they run away only to get caught.
So,
that was quite good.
We watched this last week because, in passing mention while we're doing There Will Be Blood, if you haven't seen There Will Be Blood, go check out last week's episode. You've never seen this before.
No.
How do you feel now, having come out of?
I see what you mean. There's that shot in this where it's on the fire and it mimics, or at least There Will Be Blood mimics this. So well referenced, Andy. Give you credit on that. How do I feel? It's all right. There's a lot of things I really like about this film, and there's a lot of things I don't particularly like about this film. It's Terrence Malick.
It is.
I had trouble with Terrence Malick.
I hid this from you last week.
I knew exactly who I saw. As soon as it said Terrence Malick, I was like, oh God. But his earlier stuff, I was thinking, all right, I'm in for a treat. If people say it's a good film, I'll give it a try. I did like it an awful lot more than Tree of Life, an awful lot more. But there's a lot of parts about the story I'm just thinking, meh. I'm not invested in the characters at all. But I don't think this is a film about the narrative, the story. I've really enjoyed the parts where it's on about nature, which is obviously very Terrence Malick. All those factors, like there's cutting shots. I'm going right deep into it. Cutting shots in between, like the animals. There's a really good scene where it comes onto the ranch and you just see the horses messing about. You see the dogs playing and stuff like that. You see the pheasants and the grouse, and you hear all this sound come in, and you truly feel like you're there in West Country. And what do they call it? They call it area Texas.
The Panhandle.
Yeah, so you feel like you're part of the, in the Panhandle area, and you feel a part of that experience, and it's so relaxing and calm. It's so natural. As a film, it's very Terrence Malick, and I really loved that part. Half of it felt like I was watching a documentary, and the other half felt like I was watching an old romance story that had fucked up incest, but not incest.
Fucked up fake incest.
Yeah, fake incest. Yeah, it's a good one. I like that. What do you think?
I love this film. I absolutely love this film with a little chunk on the end, and we'll get to that chunk in a little bit. But so this is like Terrence Malick's second film. He did Badlands, and then he went away for a while, and eventually came back and did Days of Heaven. And this was also one of those films that I think makes people sit up and go, holy shit, that's beautiful.
Oh, yes. Yeah, very much so.
Because this is probably one of the most stunning pieces of cinematography.
Yeah, it was renowned for its cinematography, wasn't it?
Consistently throughout this entire thing, the cinematography is absolutely stunningly beautiful. A lot of it is using natural light. There's a lot of like kind of very subtle uses of artificial light to make it look like natural light.
But it's all in that thing that Natalie knows, that hour.
So yeah, chunks of this film was shot in the golden hour.
Golden hour, that's it. She's Natalie.
And particularly where they were shooting at the time allowed them to get longer golden hours because they were shooting in Canada somewhere. I can't remember where.
Oh, really?
Um,
Lovely.
and it meant they got like longer golden hours, but that still only meant like 40 minutes of the day you can reshoot that stuff.
It's not an hour.
But they were very happy at the time to like kind of they were very happy to take what they thought was normal. What you did right, sorry, so let me back up. When you shoot film, you have a little light meter and you go out there and you point the light meter or what you want to shoot and you click the thing and it basically says what you're going to set your camera to, and there's a certain point where you click the light meter and the light meter says you're done for the day. And like,
oh, I see, yeah.
Everyone else would pack up and go, right, we can't shoot anything anymore because when we develop this film, it's going to be too dark. They were like, no, let's keep going. Let's keep going a little bit. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep shooting a couple more things. And then when they got those shots back, that was when you end up having those like lovely silhouetted shots.
Yeah, the silhouetted ones are fucking amazing.
It's absolutely...
My favourite silhouetted shot is where the plantation owner, because you don't actually know his name, do you? Well, it doesn't have his name, don't you? He's suspicious, and you see the original boyfriend and girlfriend and that like bandstand thing. And the curtains are in. I was thinking, fucking well played. That's a really nice shot.
That's some really clever usage. And like that's kind of what Terrence Malick's strength is, I think, is that as a filmmaker, he really likes to use the whole show it, don't tell it thing. Like at the beginning of the film, when the whole thing is set up with Richard Gere's character.
Yeah, the Iron Factory, that looks amazing. Has he actually gone in? Has he got in one, do you reckon?
I'd assume so from what you can see.
That's that, like, seriously well played.
And that no one throughout this entire film ever says anything about Richard Gere killing somebody or being on the run for killing somebody.
It's in my head.
I know it's in your head, but like that's what I'm saying. The film never says it. There's no dialogue about it because Terrence Malick just knows how to remove that stuff. He doesn't need to use it. So not only is this film stunningly beautiful, doesn't lean onto its dialogue at all. It then manages to complete a hat trick with having some wonderful editing. Like the film is so wonderfully paced to make it feel like this summer of memories.
Yes.
And like you get these tiny, tiny little scenes that fade into the next one.
Yeah.
And then this little moment happens, then it fades into the next one.
They're my favourite parts.
And like it's relentless with it.
But it's relentless in the way of how like peaceful it is.
Yeah.
It just morphs into another by showing some grouse just chilling out and no, but it is like, absolutely. And I like it. And I just like the idea of like you're just chilling there. It's like, you're right, son. And grouse is like,
often things happen, and then you never find the resolution for what actually happens. Like because time just moves on. It's what he's doing is trying to reflect how your memory works. I mean, he doesn't remember every detail.
Terrence Malick in memory, yeah,
exactly. Instead, what it's doing is he's just letting this sort of thing wash over you, and then finally, to wrap out this wonderful package of cinematic influence, Ennio Morricone.
Well played. I like him.
Ennio Morricone is like one of my favorite composers for any film.
He did so well here.
He's so good.
Yeah, did really, really fucking well.
So tell us about Ennio Morricone's score.
To be fair, I didn't have any notes to write down. I was just each piece as it came by. No, sorry, I was too immersed in the actual just everything about it. I was trying to get into the film, but to be fair, my main standing points was the cinematography and the editing and stuff like that. But the music, the score itself, it just kind of like washes over you and amongst everything else. Mm-hmm. You probably picked up a bit more.
It sets this.
I love it because it's just there and you just feel it. It's just like, in fact, no, there is one track and it's used quite often. And it's been used again in future things. I can't remember the actual song. Go on, remind me. It's like quite a... I don't know. I'm talking shit. I am. No, there is a song.
I don't know which one you're referring to.
You would do?
No, I don't.
All right, I'll come back and probably remember after. There is stuff that's used later on.
The whole soundtrack builds this wonderful feeling of like there's a happiness with a undertone of sadness and longing for like it's a sort of soundtrack which encapsulates summer. not in a cheesy sort of like contemporary American like summer at the beach sort of summer. It's a sort of Midwest. The days are long. The summer goes on for months, sort of. And somehow Ennio Morricone manages to capture that feeling in his music. And it's wonderful.
He's got there's some like Morris dance music.
This
is probably the one I'm thinking
of. The guy, no, you're definitely not. The fella who plays the violin.
Oh, that's really good.
Who pops up and starts like going, hey!
Yeah, that's so good.
I love the.
What do you call it? What do you call those things? What are they?
What things?
Hair down, hoe down.
A hoe down.
Yeah. It was like this, and it was just running like this.
It's the party. It happens at the party at the end of the harvest.
There's a really cool blues part as well.
I love the guy who dances, and
so good.
The little girl goes and dances with him.
Yeah, and he's later on in the hoe down as well.
But again, just like the way that they don't bother, like they give these people personalities, but they don't give them like any sort of character or character arc. Similarly, in a way, I guess if you spend this summer with these people, you don't remember information about them. You just remember certain features or moments or times. So, with all that, this utterly adore it, with some exception.
There's a huge but in here.
There's not a huge but.
For me, there is.
For me, there's a little but, and it's the ending.
It's just, no, but can we just go on about the whole story throughout?
Yeah, go on.
We're there to accept that this guy's gone and killed someone. He goes over with his girlfriend, who he's incredibly intimate with. I'm like, only one guy out of everyone said, oh, you're a bit close to your sister, you. And there's nothing else like that. I know they kind of like time spans over, but to somehow just imagine, like, get along with everyone. Everyone's just like, oh, right, okay, this is cool. This is just kind of like hillbilly couple, just six fingers cracking on sort of thing when it's fake incest. No, but still.
Hillbilly, hang on. They're from Chicago.
Oh, yeah. I did like that accent. I like the accent in that.
Where are you from? Chicago.
I really liked the only character I particularly enjoyed in this was the young girl. I think she did really well. It really helped with the narrative, the voiceover as well. Narration.
Yeah.
And also her strikes the friendship with the girl at the start who goes into the end. Everything you're probably going to say about the end, I agree, but I think it's good that she came back with the story. They were really onto something there.
That's a really lovely touch to have her seeded in and pop up and then...
Yeah. But they built on something there, and I don't think they used it enough because the girl just up and left. And they were left with these dual characters, a boyfriend and a girlfriend, this weird love triangle with a plantation owner who's just so likes his girl, can't see the intimacy of these two over, even after he's Alfred, father figure, butler. He's like, there's something going on here. He's like, that's my wife you're on about, see you later, sort of thing. And he goes, don't you kill him. And obviously he comes back and kills him. So it's like, come on. And then you see this part, and the plantation owner, I don't get him. I feel sorry for him because he's a victim here. And then the fucking guy, what's his name? The bloke.
Richard Gere.
Yeah, Richard Gere. I mean, nothing against the actor, but the character, fucking hell, he's such a whiny bastard. He goes and kills people. He goes straight to violence and all this. It's like, who the fuck does he think he is? Like, just fucking sort himself out. I'm sorry, it just annoyed me. Watching him, it just annoyed me.
So,
and it took away. But the thing is, though, it is a problem because that story there, it took away this amazingly lovely feeling, this film of, as you said, memories of lovely golden hour of these animals, this nature like this, to have this stupid love triangle with this fucking annoying brat, this petulant child, his fucking undecided girlfriend, do I love him or do I love him, wife that was just all she did was either frown or smile loads like this. And I was like, come on, right, okay, have some depth to your fucking character. And then you got the fucking plantation owner he's ill, so he's just ill. We don't know why. It's just a story that he's going to die soon. But actually, he doesn't die just to cause tension and drama. I'm sorry, I'm not fucking buying it. I'm not.
You hit on the other big one for me, which is her character. Oh, it's like she doesn't exist.
No,
she flip flops so much throughout the film.
So silly.
It's very sort of paper thin, and I think it's this weird weakness where like it seems that they couldn't quite craft a strong narrative. But like what I can't get my head around is they went into this film with this like idea of we've got to make this stunning production. But like why would you be so enthusiastic to do that if you didn't have a good script to begin with?
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, well no, Christopher Nolan's got like so we'll just side note this. If anyone hasn't watched our previous episodes, I have a thing with Christopher Nolan where he's got terrible dialogue, but his concepts, his ideas, the rest of his script, his
Everything
plotting
comes
is
together,
great.
but he has one thing that's let him down. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. I mean, it's obviously Christopher Nolan, for me personally, is a shitload better than Terrence Malick. Nothing against Malick. I do like his stuff. His story just fucking annoys me. Why can't you, like you said, I know it's his second film, I'll give him the thing of that. We look at the Tree of Life. Obviously, I didn't like the Tree of Life, probably because it's a bit too Terrence Malick, for lack of a better phrase.
Yep, that's fine.
And I just feel like, come on, by this point you should have someone there to help you through those bits. And I get there's probably people out there, there's probably like film people or just other people or more open-minded that like, look, fuck it doesn't matter. In the end, he's on about like, he's cinema as an art form and all this, right? Fantastic, I get it, but fucking hell, it's cinema. Cinema is a story to tell in some respect, in a lot of respect. Why can't he tell a decent story with decent characters?
I think...
Sorry.
No, you nailed a lot of stuff on the head there. I think what he's done is that he's made... I always feel this film is 90% awesome, but then 10% just knocks it down. I'm talking about like the whole construct of the film, the cinematography, the music, the editing, the direction, all that stuff. Fucking awesome. Performances are actually really good. They're not stunning, but they're good performances.
Nothing against them, it's just the writing.
But yeah,
the characters.
She hasn't been written as a character.
Nope.
And then for me, that ending is terrible. Because do you know what that ending represents?
Gave up on a fucking thing.
It represents we started a story at the beginning. We did something completely different for an hour and a half, and then we're going to resolve that story we did at the beginning.
By death and her running away on the train, leaving the little girl who does meet with a mate. That's what I mean. It's great. The little girl's the biggest victim in this. I'm sorry. She's like this innocence like this, and the plantation owner's like, looking after her and sorting all this stuff out. I'm sorry. I won't.
I think that's to be fair. I think that's kind of the point. Is you're supposed to have this kind of moral debate in yourself about like what is the right way of influencing somebody. What do you do in good, bad situations? She has all this lovely narration about like
good and bad.
You've got some good in you. You've got some bad in you.
Well, like some fucking interesting characters.
Well, no, I think the problem with that is that
Terrence Malick's got some bad in him, which is his fucking character development.
I think the problem with that is that she is trying to grow up with these people who are telling her that there's good and bad in people, and that you can have some bad in you because like she loves her brother, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think
not her brother.
there's supposed no, it is. It's a little girl, is the sister of Richard Gere.
I assumed it was sister of the girl.
No.
Right, my bad. Fair play. Okay, fair play.
Am I right in that? I'm sure I am.
Either way, it's like it's all right.
Yeah, it's a peculiar film.
I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm just saying like, watch it for how it just washes over you in the most nicest way possible. Just try and fucking stay out of like getting too involved in the story and just watch it as like you would a documentary. Just like chill out and say, yeah, this is lovely. And the music as well.
I think I've always said to people that like you should watch Days of Heaven with the expectation that it's something that just fails at being a masterpiece. It's like if they just tweaked bits of it, for me, it would be an absolute masterpiece. It would be a classic. It can't quite grab that. So there is Days of Heaven. You can let us know in the comments below what you thought of Days of Heaven, or you can hit us up on Twitter, as always. We'll be back once again next week, though, with, Andy, a recommendation. A recommendation that comes from one of ours, another Andrew.
Yes.
Basically, that's why we took the recommendation. If your name is Andrew, we will watch your film.
Andrew, Andy, and I.
The film that Andrew has recommended is A Monster Calls.
I've heard of it before.
We've heard of it. I remember seeing a trailer a few years back. It's not a very old film, and apparently it's brilliant. So if you want to be part of the club, get watching, and we'll see you back here next week to take a look at Andrew's film, A Monster Calls.
I hope he directs it.